Hey, Tomas here. Welcome to the next video in the Clinic Success Academy. By the end of this video, you'll know why naming your offers by the outcome instead of the devices shapes how your patients perceive you, and the 3 criteria for creating a great offer name. This is essential. If you haven't watched the previous video about selling by outcome instead of modality or specific treatment, please make sure to give that a watch first, as it will explain the importance of why we're doing what we're doing now. This is key when it comes to the advertising as well as the sales. Most clinics would name their offers the way a textbook would. HIFU, Botox, microneedling, PRP. I get it. You trained hard. You're proud of what the device does and what the ingredient is. But here's the thing. Your patient didn't train with you. The moment you name a device, something will happen inside your patient's head. She thinks, what's that? Is that what they sell at the clinic down the road? Can I get it cheaper? She opens a new tab, types in HIFU near me, and now she's a shopper. She's not a client, a shopper. You've just commoditized your own offer in one sentence. And the problem isn't your treatment, the problem isn't your price, the problem is actually the name in this case, because the name told her exactly what to search for and Google did the rest. So here's the fix. Compare 2 things side by side. HIFU and the lift. Same treatment, completely different patient experience. With HIFU, she's price shopping within 30 seconds. With the lift, she's asking what's in it, how does it work, when can I start? Full transparency is the same reason we call what we do the predictable patient engine instead of, the different specific services. We sell cake, we don't sell flour and eggs and milk and so on. So with the lift, like I said, she's asking what is in it, how does it work, when can I start? The name itself promises the outcome she came for. If you want any clarity, make sure to double check the last video where we went through the psychology behind this. The lift doesn't appear anywhere else. And this isn't just marketing dressing, it's all actual positioning. An outcome-based offer is one that you own. A device-named offer belongs to whoever can sell it the cheapest. So the mechanism is simple. Patients believe what comes out of their mouth more than what comes out of yours. And when the name of your offer already speaks to the result that they want, they're going to start asking questions instead of comparing prices. And that's the shift. Outcome first, device second, or never at all. So there are 3 things every great offer name does. First, the outcome, not the device. I've said this before, I'm going to keep harping on about it. Not what the machine is, what the patient gets. The refresh protocol, not Botox 20 units. The glow reset, not chemical peel. The name should answer the question, what do I walk away with, before the patient even asks it. Second, memorable in one breath. If you have to hyphenate it, bold it and footnote it in your front desk, they won't use it. 3 words or fewer, ideally. Say it once, it should stick. The lift, the refresh protocol, the bye-bye bad skin. One breath, done. Simple. Third, it forecloses comparison. Patients can compare Botox prices across every clinic in your city in under a minute, but they can't compare the refresh protocol because no one else has one. That's not a lucky side effect, that's the whole point. You want to decommoditize your service. When you name your offer, you step out of the commodity bracket permanently. So again, some cross-vertical examples. In aesthetics, the lift for HIFU, the refresh protocol for Botox, bye-bye bad skin for a peel package. Every name sells the outcome, not the device. One that we ran recently in the UK, I think, was the doctor's MOT. And the reason we came up with that was the MOT is something in the UK that they do for getting your car checked. In Ireland, it's called the NCT. In America, it's called something else. But in the UK, it's called the MOT. So we call it the doctor's MOT. Again, this is part of our testing protocol. It speaks emotionally to what the person will get. We're selling the vacation, not the plane ticket. In regenerative medicine, it could cause, you could have your knee come back for PRP. The reset protocol for stem cell. Patients in this vertical have already tried physio, cortisone, and surgery consultations. A named protocol signals a distinct, unique mechanism or system, not another injection. In dentistry, a small restoration for full arch work, the quick brighten for whitening. Dental patients price compare heavily on single treatments. A named offer bundles the experience and stops the line item comparison before it starts. Now, quick thing I'll mention here is I do need to clarify the difference between an intro offer and a package offer. What I'm talking about here is a universal principle for naming offers in general. An offer is something that people get from you, they receive from you. I want to make this important clarification because I see a lot of people get confused. We want to broadly package what we have into either an intro offer or a package offer. The purpose of an intro offer is just to get somebody in the door. We're not trying to make a fortune. We're just basically having a sales call, a sales meeting that is paid for. In aesthetics, for example, very often this would be something like an AI skin analysis, a free consultation plus LED, something that costs usually $100 to $300, but because we can stack on value and give it a sexy name, we can get somebody in the door. We often do this by adding in extra bonuses that have zero or to little incremental cost on our end to get them in the door. Again, the goal is just to get volume in. What happens when they get in though, that's when it's on the team to sell what we call a package offer. A package offer, it's in the name, will be something much more expensive, much more higher ticket. Ideally, charge up front. What do I mean by this? With the example of Botox I mentioned, a lot of people come to us and they're selling Botox deals or specials. It's a commodity. If you have something like Bye Fine Lines, for example, a name for an intro offer, you get them in and you have your free AI skin analysis. Just an example off the top of my head. We get lead flow in from there, then your team will sell a package or a bundle or a treatment plan that you charge up front. Now, the reason why we want to charge up front wherever possible is because it removes cash flow as a constraint. If you're selling Botox sessions, case by case basis, you may not break even until your second or third or fourth session. When that happens, you will run into cash flow issues, because if you're investing into your growth, you will put money in say January and you may not turn a profit until February or March, which will put stress on you. This is why we restructure it. We get people in for something that is easy to say yes to, and then when they're in the clinic, we'll sell them on something that has a bundle of different treatments that we can charge much higher ticket, and we have a unique mechanism name. So we can have a bundle of Botox, facial treatments, and so on for the equivalent of what would be for several $1,000s or pounds. And if that gets collected in January, all of a sudden we can reinvest that money back into the growth of the business. So what we want to do when we look at our pricing, the big thing that we see very often is everyone's focused about the cost per lead or how cheap that you can get new customers in the door. The thing to remember though is your acquisition cost can only go so cheap. This is what marketing agencies will not tell you. This is why actually I don't identify Clinic Success Partners as a marketing agency, more of a growth partner, because marketing agencies will just try and get you cheap customers. The problem is it'll only go so low. What will actually make a difference to your business is you being able to make more money on the back end. This is why we get people in the door, but what we want to maximize for your growth is there's two other levers. Number one, the lifetime value, which is basically how much they're worth in total. That will determine how much revenue you can grow. But what will actually determine how fast you can grow is how much cash you can collect in 30 days. This is outside the scope of this original video, but it's really, really important. We always want to maximize the amount of cash you can collect in 30 days. This is what will unlock revenue for you to increase your ad spend and outcompete your competitors. A few ways you can make this more achievable for people is by doing things like offering financing. So people can pay in installments, you collect the cash up front, you reinvest back into your growth, and you remove cash flow as a constraint. Tangent, but really important. Back to the regularly scheduled program. When it comes to chiro, for example, like I said, it could be something like Pain-Free Friday, the back reset for a full adjustment sequence. The name protocol in an instance like this signals a structured system, not a one-off appointment. Every time, you always want to do the outcome first and the device incidentally. Again, I know I went on a tangent there, but it is really important to, number one, look at offer names, but secondly, look at the actual economics of your entire business. Most people don't think of the rate at which they get money from their customers. If you can get paid back faster by your patients in this case, within 30 days, you can outspend them and you can monopolize your entire city and dominate the market. That's why we're here. We're here to help you with that. Offer naming. Let's get a bit of practice in for you. If you're an offer owner watching this video, your job is to rename the top 3 treatments against the criteria that I mentioned. Not all of them, just 3. The outcome. One breath. No comparison shopping. Once you pass that test, those are your offer names. Update your website, run it by us first, obviously, your booking links and your scripts. It's a one-time naming exercise with permanent compounding value on every lead you're already paying for. This is something that we work with our clients. When you become a client of Clinic Success Partners, you get to lean on the fact that we've got clients across 3 continents and we've already tested a lot of these offer names and we're constantly doing so. So you get to lean on the ad spend of our other clients internationally. Now for the front desk, when a patient calls and asks, do you do Botox? You don't say yes and wait, you say we do. Our entry offer for that is a refresh protocol. Want me to walk you through it? The name will land first, the device is incidental. If they push back and say, oh, I found something else that elsewhere cheaper, your answer will be, the refresh protocol is our own in-house system, you won't find it anywhere else, and that's it. You don't defend price, you just define the offer and the comparison will die right there. Here's what we covered today. Number 1, device names commoditize you. The moment you name a device, patients will compare prices. you've done their Google search for them. 2, outcome names for close comparison. The lift versus HIFU, same treatment, completely different patient conversation. One invites conversations, other invites price shopping. 3, the 3 criteria for a great offer name. Outcome, not device, memorable in one breath, and no comparison shopping possible. Same play across every vertical. Pick your 3 treatments, name them for what the patient gets, and watch the conversation change. And bonus thing I want you to remember, marketing will help reduce your acquisition cost, how cheap you get people. But the key thing you need to remember is how do we maximize how much the patients are worth, and also compress how fast they pay us. How much money can we collect in 30 days? That is what will allow us to get some breathing room and grow. Ways you can implement this today. I want you to open your treatment menu right now, right? I want you to find the 3 treatments you sell the most often. You write each one down, then rename each one against 3 criteria. The outcome, one breath, no comparison. If you're already working with us on a marketing campaign, this video should give you a lot of context and psychology and logic behind it all. And then I want you to drop it and let us know in Slack. So now you understand your intro, your offer name, the psychology behind it, why we do, and the importance of collecting more cash up front. We'll get stuck into the next video. Cheers.